Hey guys, Aushammer here, number 32, the last in our month of cosplay. I'm here, me, Scott, the guy with the hat. Hey. We've got Dave with us tonight, the guy on the other side.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And we've got John and Terry from Becosplay that are going to be with us for the interview tonight. Say hi, guys.
Hey, guys.
So before we get to your interview, we'll get into a bit of hobby progress. So for myself, Brindley and I went down to Irresistible Force, went down for their hobby night for their Wednesday. It was a great night, really was. A lot of back and forth, to and fro, chat, getting to know a lot of the other people that frequent Irresistible Force was really good. Got a little bit more done on my table. A few more pieces which I threw up on a while ago, and that's pretty much been me. Didn't get to the Hellblasters like I've been trying to, but that little bit of hobby is all I could get to for this fortnight. So that's me. But Dave, what have you been up to? You still rebasing shit or what?
Yeah, I'm still rebasing shit. It feels like shit. It's Nurgle, so it is literal filth. Yeah, I'm down to about 109 Chaos Warriors left to go.
Left to do.
Left to do.
Oh man,
I'm happy with that, but I've sort of been dead for the last God knows how long. But I'm making progress on the plague drones. I'm trying to finish off all those kits that I started and then got sidetracked by shiny models.
Yep.
So I think as we've been talking, I've got my little standard bearer done. I think I'm trying to break a record to get a plague drone assembled, but I'm feeling like crap. I can really see the smoke on your face.
Feeling like shit. Yeah, fair enough.
Needed to pick myself up, so I thought, I'm having a bad day. I'll go to GW in the city. Saw Ethan. Well, what else?
Chaos. Oh.
So yeah, the slaves to darkness are growing. So just what I need, another 20 models to add or 21 models to add, and I hope they're good.
Base these, you'll be fine.
No, they're fine. They come with rare bases, I believe, in the new box. So that's great. Which was actually quite hilarious because I know you probably haven't seen the Warhammer community stuff with the AOS 2.0.
I've seen a little bit, not a lot.
Well, they put out a community thing saying it's okay, just use whatever bases you're sort of comfortable with, but we're going to put out a basing chart just so that any tournament organizer and everything like that can get a size comparison of what should move to what base.
Oh,
so
really?
I'm going to continue to rebase.
I would continue to rebase at the earliest convenience.
So I've currently stopped counting models. The tally sheet got to 109, and that's just the Chaos Warriors to go from squares to rounds. So happy days. I'm excited.
Do not envy you whatsoever. Believe me.
And that's just the assembled ones.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what's behind me. Most of all those trays are Marauders, Reavers, Chaos Warriors, Knights, the whole lot. So
I really like the new camera pause you got for yourself. You can actually see the stuff that you've got behind you now. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I've got to move the rest of it in.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of unused space down the bottom there for sure.
Yeah, there is. I've got shelves on the floor. I grossly underestimated how much shit I actually have.
Yeah.
which is not surprising actually, because I've got a box of boxes I haven't touched.
A box of boxes.
That's still actually in wrap. That's over there. I've got another about 6 or 7 sitting at the dining room table I haven't brought in yet, and then I've got all the bits and pieces that come in there. So I think I've been working this for a long time, and I think I'm banking on Slaves to Darkness being awesome in AOS 2.0.
The more that you're talking, the larger your failure is becoming. Like you don't admit that you've got boxes of shit. You're done.
I cleared out this room specifically to have the hobby room set up. It's all new in here. I've washed the walls.
You've washed the walls. Are you serious?
Everything is all about Aushammer in here, and it's kind of concerning me because I've had to count and allocate space for everything I own.
Wow, pedantic.
Little basic nerds.
Hey, you guys don't know what you got into.
Yeah, you guys have got no idea.
You're on the really good end of the scale. I'm just
What, the basic nerd scale?
Oh, dude, you got no idea. So Brindley sends his apologies. He's stuck in the warp somewhere. He'll be gone for a couple of weeks. Probably the next episode and the episode after. Hopefully, we get him back soon. Alive and well and all good. So, with all that aside, I think we should kick into our guests for tonight. We've got Terry and John from Becosplay, and basically the way I came across these guys was once again at Supernova down the Gold Coast. These were the two lads with Doug that once we walked through the doors, we literally dropped and lost our shit at the same time, and ran and just swamped these guys. I
vaguely remember that.
Yeah, the level of their cosplay is just phenomenal. I don't even know where to start. Hey, hi guys.
How we doing? Morning.
Pretty good. So
we're just doing a plug for the suits. It's like,
absolutely, that's what we're here for. So before we get to the suits, first of all, where did Becosplay come from? And like, how long have you been? Like, how did you become Becosplay? Like, were you just a bunch of lads and then decided to do something, or were you just like, where did it start?
Okay, take the word play away and say the word.
He's thinking it's because.
Yeah, because.
Because. Exactly. Because.
Yeah. It started like all great ideas in a carport with a couple of beers.
Pretty much, yeah. So what we decided is, there wasn't any reason to have a fancy name or anything like that. It's just because.
Yep. And that's it. Like, because, and then cosplay just sort of smashed them together, and that's it.
That's basically it.
Yeah. So how did you guys come across cosplay, and then let alone cosplay, but then niche 40K? Like, what got you guys to where you are now?
All right. Well, long story short. All right. My wife and I, we went to a couple of different supernovas over the last couple of years, or the Brisbane supernovas.
Mm.
And each time we've gone with, you walk in, you pay your money, you spend 2 hours wandering around the stalls, etc. But yeah, that's it. That's what you see. And every time we went, we'd eyeball all the cosplay suits and outfits and bits and pieces, and we go, wow, it's amazing. You're taking photos and you're carrying on. And I think it was November last year at the Brisbane one, I said to my wife, I said, I'm going to be in cosplay next year.
Going to do a suit up, yeah.
I'm going to build a suit. And she's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Placate me, no problems.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it wasn't a specific no, so that's a definite yes.
Oh, that's green light all the way. Max out a credit card, do what you want.
Yep. Go into all the debt.
So, in the meantime, what we do as a group is there's three of us. Unfortunately, Ross is not here tonight. He does night shift.
Mm-hmm.
But there's myself, John, and another guy, Ross. We have a boys club, which is an adult version of pretty much once a fortnight. We kick back, relax, start drinking beer at 9 o'clock in the morning, and play VR.
Yeah.
So virtual reality, room scale, competitions, different games, etc. Drinking beer, eating pizza.
Yeah.
Just an unwind, getting away from work, getting away from everything, getting away from life itself.
Yep.
After about 6 months of this, we got a little over it, and we needed something a bit more productive to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it coincided with the the Supernova from last year, and me getting excited over cosplay. And so I said to the guys, I said, let's build a cosplay outfit. And they're like, sure, we're in. There wasn't even a, what do you want to do? What do you, etc.
Yep.
It was just like, well, yeah, let's do it.
Just went full on, yeah.
And, it was like, pedal to the metal, let's go. So I've been wanting to do a Space Marine for the longest time. Now, for all the audience out there, we don't play Warhammer. We don't play 40K.
Heretic.
Okay. Heretic, I know. Angels of Vengeance, heretics. We don't play 40K, but I have admired the models, and I do play a couple of computer games and bits and pieces, as does John.
So you're aware of?
Oh, well and truly aware of the the universe.
Yep.
Recently, I've just gotten the new Space Hulk. Absolutely amazing for anyone out there. Well worth the get.
Yep.
First-person shooter.
Oh, the advanced edition. I've been eyeing that off, actually.
Get it. I will give it thumbs up.
It's terrifying.
Killing gene stealers in the middle of the night with the lights off. It's terrifying.
Wow. Yeah.
So, but they've really done, hands down, they've done an amazing job at bringing the game back out again. But anyway, getting back to it, we decided that a Space Marine was going to be it. Now, you're probably thinking, well, why a Space Marine? Why a big costume like that?
Mm.
And
why on your first go?
Well, no. Let's forget about the first go. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to obsessiveness later.
He was just given the green light to max out the card. Just
bingo. But no, what it came down to was we wanted to do an outfit each. So I wanted to do a Space Marine. John wanted to do a Space Marine. Ross wanted to do a Space Marine. Ross couldn't get access to the credit card. So unfortunately, his was never built.
Yet.
Yes.
Yes. There you
We're
go.
still working on his wife. Trust me, we're still working on his wife. But so the idea was that none of us are really in superhero shape. So generally, when you see cosplays, it's like really skin-tight outfits, skimpy. It's just.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do that either.
No, so what do you be? Are you Barf from? Actually, what is that? What is that movie again?
I don't know.
You've seen Barf. Trying to remember the name of the movie now. Anyway. So it came to mind because I actually just recently saw a picture of him from one of the cosplays at Supernova.
Oh, yep.
So yeah. Anyway, point is, it's very difficult to take or to find a cosplay costume that is for number one, older people. Number two, not very in shape people.
I'm liking where this is going.
Yeah. So one thing is, we're not that tall, we're not that muscular, we're not that all that sort of stuff. So getting in a 7.5-foot Space Marine
it's a good way to hide it all.
Where you can actually have a decent dinner beforehand is worthwhile.
Sorry about that. So yeah, just closing off some windows there. That was a bit awkward.
Moment of silence and everything goes quiet.
Oh yeah, it just wrecked me. So time and effort, like for this.
Oh, don't.
Let's go into that one because, like I said, we've had a bit of a chat off air before we jumped on.
You want to get this?
Let's look at ours, John. Talk me through it. Like, talk me through some failures. Talk me through some because this. Like,
let me just give John a bit of a launch pad here. Now, unfortunately, he couldn't build his own suit because of work commitments. Okay, he was working stupid hours. He was being made to do ridiculous times. working weekends, working, you know, just going nuts. I mean, the poor guy could barely even function. So around...
Spaceballs. Sorry, Barf, Spaceballs?
That's it, Spaceballs. Thank you very much.
There we go.
Yes, he found it.
Oh, no, that wasn't me. I'll have to give those props to someone else. But anyway.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. So, anyway, John unfortunately couldn't build his own suit. So, you know, basically he had me build his suit for him because he just didn't have the time to do it. He had the want, the need, all the rest of the bits and pieces, just not the time. And so,
yep.
You know, that's where we sort of run awry. And, yeah, so I just decided out of the blue, I went, you know, all right, I'll get his suit done too.
Yeah.
So as far as we're
350 hours was what it took to build both Space Marines and the Sister of Battle. 3 months to do the first Space Marine, and then about 3 weeks to do the other one and the Sister of Battle.
Wow.
Because I pushed 16-hour days on cosplay.
That's a little bit intense.
Yeah. Yeah, I pushed work aside. I pushed clients aside.
Wow. So,
look, the thing is, we wanted to be ready for Supernova. And we wanted 2 Space Marines and a Sister of Battle ready to go.
Ready to go, yep.
And, you know, my wife settled on the Sister of Battle very late in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no patterns for it. She gave me a couple of pictures to go on.
Mm.
So I had a small amount of information to go with. None of it was patterned. I literally just made it up as I went.
Yeah.
But with John's
reference photos and whatever else, just
winged
it, yeah.
Exactly. And you know, a tape measure and off I went. With John's, luckily I'd already done all the screw ups with mine.
Yeah. So okay, stop there. Screw ups. Talk to me. I want to hear the failures. I want to hear the bullshit.
Failure number 1. Let me produce piece of evidence number 1.
The enormous looking slipper.
Okay, now this looks like a slipper, but it's actually supposed to be a Space Marine boot. Now the small problem was in the process. Oh, hang on, we have an actual boot here as well because
there we go. Better.
This is what it's supposed to look like. Hang on, come back. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so you've got nighttime shoes and wartime
and daytime shoes. Yeah, so we've got hiking boots and we've got slippers.
Yeah.
So here we are getting all excited and using EVA 30 foam, which is some test foam I got from a company up in North Brisbane, which was entirely wrong because it's like really, you know, stupidly flexible.
Yep.
It's horrible stuff to work with. So anyway, we thought we'd make it out of the crap stuff first.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the templates, cut them out. You know, we're all sitting around. It's like witches around a brew, carving out, doing all the bits and pieces, and so I realized this stuff is so crap. I can use a heat gun to weld it together.
Wow! Literally just
melted.
melted.
It's not actually glued. It's actually heat gun welded.
The most thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah. So anyway, we put this thing together and went, oh my God, we got the first shoe, and we took photos of John's foot in there and everything like that. Then we looked at it and went, it's a bit short.
Yeah.
Short to be a stormtrooper. So we thought it was a bit stumpy. And then we realized we'd missed an entire section of the template.
Yeah.
Which, if you actually take a look at the boot here, this whole middle section here, we completely missed.
Wow.
So once we got that in, it created, you know, obviously it created the curve at the back, you know, all the way around, etc. So, you know, it turned out to be a proper boot. Now, this is about the 3rd boot we've done. Okay, so it's not trimmed, it's not filed, it's not, you know, it's not finished up. But this is, you know, the beginning of a Space Marine boot.
Wow.
So, moving on to screw up number 2.
Yep.
So we
Yeah, we need three.
Go ahead.
So screw up number 2.
Yeah, screw up number 2. We decided. We decided instead of actually building our own stilts, like a lot of other space, large scale space marines do. I thought about the safety aspect. Making a set of PVC pipe stilts with timber bases and screwed on bits and pieces. I didn't see the safety in that.
Yep.
So I jumped on eBay, and for $120 a piece, I found these plaster stilts. So 15-inch adjustable to 23-inch high plaster stilts. Amazing, fit perfectly, did everything we wanted to. So they turned up, and we'd already got the first set of boots and the first set of shins done. So here's the first shin that we did. Okay.
Yep.
According to the pattern, everything's perfectly right.
Yep.
All right. So that's an actual Space Marine shin. All right. With I think is that a Series 4 kneecap?
Right.
I think that's all right. I think that's right. Don't quote me on that. So this is according to JF Customs patterns. All right, so we did the entire thing in EVA 45 foam. Now, we did the boot properly. We actually did the shoe properly.
Oh, good.
So when we stuck the stilt in there, we realized that the stilt was poking out about this far above the kneecap.
Yep.
Where your knee's going to be about...
Yeah, a good 30 centimetres high.
Even more than 30 centimetres higher than the kneecap.
Yep.
And that's when we realized, oh, shit.
Yeah.
So gone back and researched the patterns and bits and pieces, realized it was made for an 8 to 10-inch stilt.
Oh, right.
We had 15-inch stilts.
So you were out of whack before you...
Out of whack heavily. So we thought, what are we going to do? So we tossed a bunch of ideas around and bits and pieces, and we finally decided to extend the shins up by 5 inches. So we literally raised the pattern up by 5 inches. It made the shins 5 inches longer.
Yep.
Okay. Now, as soon as you do that, you're going to get chicken legs.
I was just about to say, from there, you would have needed to flare the base more and make that in proportion?
No, we didn't flare the base more. We left it the same, but it angled even closer up. And our legs are a little thinner than what would normally be on a Space Marine, what you'd expect. But proportionally, it fits because of only one fact. Is my lovely wife said, we were agonizing over how we were going to get it in proportion because this is going to screw up everything. We're going to have chicken legs.
The legs.
Yeah. And I was ready to rebuild the thighs and all the bits to make them longer, to suit. And then she said, why don't you just lower the abs and the cod piece? Make the body longer.
Yep.
And immediately we went, oh, crap.
Well, there you go. Third party. Like you don't see the forest for the tree sort of thing.
You don't see the forest for the trees so many times over, it's not funny. So we actually increased the top of the abs and cod piece. So the whole stomach section, we raised it by about 4 inches.
Yep.
Okay. So 4 inches higher, so it tucks up underneath the chest properly.
Yep.
As you can see, like I don't know if you can see behind me here.
John's one looks a little bit skinnier, or yours looks a little bit.
We'll come to that in a second. So mine's done according to pattern. His we tried to cheat.
Righto.
Screwed up halfway and went, oh crap, and had to rebuild it from ground up.
Wow.
So his does look a little bit thinner than mine, a little bit less, bulbous, but at the same time, we've got a bit of a story behind that. Because I'm the commander, I'm about 1.5 inches shorter.
Yep.
He's a bit taller. He's about 4 centimeters wider. His helmet is definitely bulkier looking. So he's the muscle.
Yeah, well, so you could run with, there's not really one size of Space Marine like they.
Well,
like I said, you guys aren't really following canon, and I'll throw that one.
Oh, we're not following canon at all. We don't even know what canon is. I mean.
So there's small parts of of lore in there that you've missed significantly, but you know, we'll let it slide.
Oh, look, there's a lot of lore we've missed, and I apologize to all of the Warhammer people out there in the universe. We don't know what the lore is, and as I said, I've researched it from January to now to figure out how to build a Space Marine, and there's not many instructions out there when it comes to the finer details.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean the finer details is, like, for instance, I'll just grab my helmet. So, like the faceplate, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you take a look at the faceplate, it's entirely different to a standard Space Marine where it's all just vertical bits.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that. I thought it didn't look mean enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I made it angular.
Made it that bit
I also put bellum on the bottom of it, which means war in Latin. The earpieces and whatnot, I simply just made a pattern and on a 3D program and printed it out. So yeah, I used carte blanche on a lot of design specs because I couldn't find any details.
But yeah, you. So did you get any help from other cosplayers around? Like did you put feelers out there to try and get some help, or like how did you go with that?
Be nice.
Be nice.
Be nice. Okay, so this isn't sounding.
I'm concerned now.
And
No,
then just
no.
smack go.
I'm not going to smack out on anyone or anything like that. I mean, you know, for what it is, there's
As a generalization, how did you go?
Okay, generalization. There's a lot of 40K cosplay out there and Space Marines, etc. And I think a majority of these guys have retired because they just wouldn't respond when I messaged them and asked them questions and bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't know what I was doing. I honestly, dove into this blindfolded and thrashed around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you take a close look at these things, like the skull on the chest is not a 40K skull.
Mm.
It comes from Thingiverse. It's a 3D printed skull.
Yeah.
It just looks really cool.
Yeah.
The wings themselves actually come from a Dark Angel's hand-done emblem.
Right.
Nice.
They're not Aquila wings, are they?
No, they're not.
But they're extremely effective because they're split out and you can see the color, the difference in the color.
Yeah. You can look at it and recognize it straight away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's certain aspects we've done in order to bring the attention of the mainstream person rather than bring the attention of the Warhammer 40K fanatic.
Yeah.
So you're wider audience.
Like, for instance, the purity seals. And I thank Gary Sturley for his amazing, absolutely amazing step-by-step details of how he did his suit. Okay, he's got a beautiful build blog that he's done.
He's the one that dude with the Crimson Fist, yeah?
Yeah, dude with the Crimson Fist from Florida.
Yep.
Gary Sturley. He was my very first, I suppose, driving force to doing this. Because I saw that and I went, holy crap, I want one of those.
Mm.
Now, he's got an incredible build blog where page upon page upon page of details and people asking questions and him answering them, which, people have asked me to do the same thing. I'm not that good at blogging.
Yeah.
I'm good at, I build stuff, I don't blog.
Yeah, you can do it. Like I saw the was it the last gun you did a quick video on, and yeah, like you can do it, but when you put it in front of a camera and try and
no. That was a very failed attempt at a live video of me making a large scale rotary plasma cannon.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah.
And I in 1 hour, one whole hour of live video, I managed to cut 2 bits of foam.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing.
Blogging's not good.
By the way, I got the barrels finished.
Oh, good.
Things like that, you got to drill the barrels.
Yeah.
Let me put the helmet back on my suit here so he doesn't look naked. By the way, these suits are actually standing on their own right now. They're not supported by anything behind them. They do have a frame inside, but both of them are actually standing free fall.
So if they'll fit together nice and stay in place, like how much do they weigh a piece? Like, have you weighed them up? Like,
I haven't actually physically weighed them, but I would say under 25 kilograms each.
Including the painted stilts.
That's including the stilts.
Ah, okay.
The majority of the weight is actually in the legs, in the stilts.
Yep.
Because you've got aluminium and metal frame, rubber, all that sort of stuff in the stilts. So they're a very, very solidly made stilt. Now, one of the key elements that we've solved that a lot of other, I suppose, 40K or should I say Space Marine cosplayers haven't solved is we don't have to tromp. We don't have to stomp around the place.
And that's something that like I said, we had Doug on. He was our first one, and he said that he got to the point where he was nearly overheating because it was strenuous. He's used pine for his feet, and it looks great, but it's just not.
It's not practical to walk like that.
Not easy to move around in at all. No.
And so, because of the plasterer's stilts, the plasterer's stilts actually allow you to rock back and forward on the stilt. So while the base is flat, you can rock forward.
So it's got a small pivot in there. So, yeah.
You take a step forward, and then rock forward.
Yep.
So we don't have to have the split articulation in the bottom of the boot, which most people do.
Yeah, where you're sort of moving, you literally say you're stomping and
you're stomping and carrying on.
Yeah.
Now we tried it out on the weekend for the very first time, thanks to some new straps that we put into the stilts.
Yep.
I can jump, so I can jump probably 3 or 4 inches.
Yep.
But I can actually jump in the suit, so on the spot I can jump in the air
and land without stacking.
And land without stacking it.
I was going to say, do you land on 2 feet?
I can also jog.
Wow. That's like in the suit.
Yep.
In the suit, fully suited up, I can actually jog.
As long as it's flat level ground.
Flat level ground and a short distance.
Yeah.
You know,
you'd knack it up.
I can take 5 or 6 actual running steps.
Running steps. Wow.
Without stumbling, tripping, or doing anything stupid.
Yeah. Wow.
So the way the stilts are articulated, our knees are about midway on the thighs.
All right.
But the way that the stilt rocks itself allows the whole leg to look like we're bending naturally.
Yeah. Yep.
So
basically, you've done this, and you've sort of just pulled it off by it's just
sheer
from a
basically
mechanical and engineering perspective. Really.
I mean, we solved a lot of problems. So I found out without even realizing we solved a lot of problems.
Yeah. That's just like I said, because you've come from a blank slate. Like I said, this is the first time you've really nutted out, so you didn't have anything to worry about. You just went at it the way you wanted to do it and pulled it off. Like it was just a different perspective. And like I said, it's you've had a few screw ups, but mostly it's been great.
Oh, mostly it's been relatively positive. I mean, there's a lot of screw ups that even John and Ross don't. I haven't told them about because it's just too embarrassing.
It's safer that way.
Yeah, let's keep it like that. Yeah, I like that. So like for a day, like you guys, like I said, at Gold Coast Nova, and then you did the anime festival in Brisbane on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What is a typical day for you? Like, get up at 6, do this, or do you pre-plan for the day ahead? Like, what is a day?
Okay, so a day to one of these events, there's an hour window to rock up here. So it's between 9 and 10, just sort of rock up.
Yeah.
Go through. We've got a small list of staples that we make sure we take with us every time. Sweatbands for the wrists and
Duct
head.
tape.
Basic repair kit, maintenance kit if something does happen.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Something I found out today was, like John's done about four runs with his suit. I've done about 6. Are you done 5?
Yeah.
Okay, I've done 7 with my suit. And we've had very, very minimal repair requirements on our suits.
Ah, cool.
So we've had no failures apart from my pipe in my Power Fist came out at Supernova.
Yep.
But outside of that, we've had no failures whatsoever on armor or anything like that. And I found that that's actually almost unknown for cosplay.
You've sort of jagged it fairly well.
Well, okay, look, we have used EVA 45 foam from PJ Bowers. So it's pjbowers.com.au if anyone wants to know. They're on the Gold Coast. The foam is not all that cheap, but the quality of it is insane.
Mm.
Okay, you cannot get a higher quality. You will get no bubbles. You'll get no holes, bits and pieces. The flexibility of the foam is incredible. So your cosplays will actually last 10 times longer than anything else.
Right.
It's like poor man pays twice.
Yeah. So with those, like you're saying, the minimal, that's cool that you've got like minimal stuff. So like, what else are you taking? Like you said, tape, like water, like what else is going on for the day?
There's a bottle of water, but because we're at the point now with the straps that we can be in the suit for 4 hours ago,
yeah.
Oh, wait,
we discovered that if we have 2 coffees in the morning, then that's the danger zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
once you're in these suits, you cannot get out to pee.
At best, with rehearsed dressing and undressing in it, it's a 15 to 20 minute process.
Wow.
So if you're at the point where it's go time and you're in the suit, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're peeing in a bottle.
So that's if someone can get the bottle to you.
I'm MSO adult size nappies for the older style of people. You know, people that aren't that much older than Terry.
People that actually said,
I like that. That was good.
okay, people had actually suggested, you know, why don't you wear adult nappies? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I just look, no.
Do you want to walk around in your own piss and crap? No.
I'm happy to just dehydrate for 4 hours. I don't. I'm not. No way am I wearing a fucking adult nappies.
Oh man.
But look, you know, we at Gold Nova we had body fans set up and things like that. We had one small fan in a helmet, which was attached by a USB cable.
Yeah.
It was very awkward to get the helmets off, you know, and we had to use defogging cloths to defog the lenses. We had to get wipe down cloths, etc.
Stop there. We'll get to that after. I still want to get to the whole day yet. Because we've only just
we still haven't left the house.
We haven't left the house yet.
Yeah, all yours.
As far as it goes for what we actually wear in the suits, they're basic sport shirts and compression pants.
Yeah. So yes,
yeah, basically just $10 jobby from Kmart.
And I cut the toes off his shoes.
I had to get a pair of shoes to wear in the stilts because trying to do it with just your foot, it doesn't put enough of a platform for you to stand on. And you tend to find that after about an hour and a half, your foot starts cramping.
Yep.
Fierce. So we got some shoes. The shoes fit width-wise, not lengthwise. So we got a Stanley knife and cut my toes off. And then the shoes fit in perfectly.
I wanted to cut the toes off while his feet were in there, but he wouldn't let me.
Not a chance. I don't trust it. Not a chance.
What about a little bit of blood?
No.
A little bit of blood.
It's my damn toes. No. But
baby.
I'll touch your toes and see how you go. Right?
Yeah, toes.
Get knife in your foot and see what happens. But that's it. It's just basic clothing to help with the sweat that you're going to have in there. The compression pants help with the amount of pressure and strain that comes onto your legs after an extensive use of the suit.
Yep.
Because by the time you start hitting hour 3, hour 4, you tend to find that your calves are starting to cramp.
Yep.
And that with the strapping that we've got in the suit to hold the codpiece up, it starts to put a lot of strain on your shoulders as well.
Yep.
So it's a matter of having something thin and light, but something that's also going to basically help hold you together while you're in there.
So we do empathise with girls that are on 4-inch heels and heavy bags out on a Friday night.
That's insane.
But they can probably still run faster than you.
No. I reckon I could outdo them now.
If anyone wants to take him up on this offer, please let us know.
I was going to say, we need to almost get that Melbourne Cup, like,
It'll be a contest.
So once you guys get to the convention, what happens there? Like, have you guys got
we load the
handle, like Gary, you were saying your wife? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, normally we'll run with helpers if we can. If we've got people that are good enough to actually come and help us out.
Yep.
My son came and helped us out on Supernova, and we had also John's wife came and helped us out for a bit. We had quite a few other people that were just chipping in, which is awesome, because these things are not, a one-man band. I mean, you cannot get into a suit on your own, no matter how much you try.
Yeah.
All right, you need help, and you need a staircase or a ladder.
Right.
You're not going to get those legs on while you're standing straight up.
Yeah. Yep.
So we've got it down to a fine art now that we can get dressed in a car park. With a step ladder, a little two-step ladder, and at least one other person to help us strap in.
Yeah.
There is a long process involved in getting into the suit and getting everything in position. Each suit is slightly different. So I have a power fist, which requires me to have my arm jammed down inside it. Worse than jamming your arm down the eel's throat.
Yep.
And then I've got to try and get the fingers, the finger articulations.
And that's one thing I flipped out about when I saw you guys is like after the initial oh my god, I sort of stopped and sat back and went, hang on, you've got a power fist and
it works.
Like you just went and just flicked the fingers and I just went and had another smack.
Okay, look, I need to come back to the power fist because it almost didn't happen. I paid $7 for Gary Sturley's finger patterns, all the actual fingers for the and the knuckles on Etsy. Great buy, by the way. They are good fingers, but getting them worked out on the elastic and articulation and bits and pieces, it almost did my head in.
Right.
So I came so close to throwing it in the bin and saying, to hell with this shit, I'm going to go and, I'll just put something else on there.
Something else. Just do normal hands or whatever else, yeah.
No, but I kept coming back to it week after week after week and then finally sussed it out enough. But,
so this was another sort of can't see the forest for the trees sort of thing. You said
No. Just seriously a pain in the freaking ass to actually put together and get working. But once I figured it all out, I mean, it is functional. I wouldn't say it's where I want it to be.
Right. Well, it looks the part and does it well at the moment. So
yeah, I can give people the finger, which is more than I'm quite happy with that.
So flip someone off with a power fist.
I can flip somebody off with a power fist.
Yeah.
But I can also, I can grab things at the anime festival. One of the guys gave me a machine gun to hold on to. I put it in the power fist and held onto it.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to drop it because it was quite heavy.
Yeah.
At the Children's Starlight Foundation.
Starlight Foundation, yeah, that's right. Yep.
They gave me a little one of the collection cups, and I got a photo of me actually holding onto the collection cup.
Up in your power fist, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, give me money now. So, but look, I mean, there's been a lot of painful episodes as far as building, construction, sorting out issues and problems. I do give credit to a lot of people online that, when I really, really hit the wall, I did post up certain questions on certain forums. I can't remember which ones, but, just to get that slight little twinkle of an idea or somewhere, which would give me the guiding light to get out of this problem.
Yeah.
And it was a blur. It was, 4 months of an absolute blur to get this done for Supernova. And now it's been, we've moved on to Madman Anime Festival. where we found more issues and problems, solved those.
Yep.
Only, you know, hours before the event. And you know, when we went to the anime festival on Saturday, we realized that some of the reinforcing I'd put in to stop the stilts from actually digging holes through the foam,
Yep.
had actually. Oh, we've lost you. Oh, there you are. You're back.
Yeah, me. Here you go.
So we'd actually realised that you know, it was chewing through the foam. So I put a 1mm ABS flexible sheet in front of it.
Yep.
But I forgot to actually reinforce that, so that when we got to the day and walking around, the whole shim would actually start rotating around. So our kneecap would be facing outwards.
Yep.
And so it was kind of embarrassing. So by Sunday morning, I'd put reinforcing runners down the side on the front and back to stop the actual whole thing from moving.
Mhm.
So all of this progress happens through, oh crap, this is not what I want it to be.
Yeah. What's it like walking, like once you're at the convention, like walking through the crowds? Does that put you guys off? Like what's that like?
I've got to let you know. This is, unfortunately, John never got to the trade hall at Supernova.
No.
I did.
Yeah.
You were there. You knew how busy it was.
Yeah, because I came saw you down the other end of the trade hall again. Yeah, that's right.
So on the Saturday, I went into the trade hall.
Yeah.
Or was it Sunday morning? Anyway, one of the days I went into the trade hall.
It was Saturday because I was there with. Yeah, I saw you down there. Yeah.
So, and I took the helmet off because obviously, you know, it was very, very claustrophobic. The fans weren't working properly. We're getting sweated up. So I was helmetless, which means I could see quite well. Now, I don't know what it is about a 7-foot-high suit, and that's, you know, that's nearly 1.2 meters wide.
Yeah. Yeah.
But people get the hell out of your road.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
And so here I am striding through, and then my wife said to me, she says, "You don't go in there. Don't go in there. You know, we're gonna be in there for hours. You're not going to be able to move around. You're not going to be going anywhere." They were flat out keeping up with me as I was striding through the crowd, because the Red Sea. I mean, seriously, it's parting like the Red Sea. It's beautiful. People, you know, and if they couldn't see me coming up, I'd just lean over the top of them and go, "Excuse me." And amazing. The next day, I was out of suit trying to get through that same crowd.
Yeah.
I got pushed.
I had myself and the kids with me, and you know, we were using elbows to get through it at times because it was just so compacted. But then, like I said, you just, that's it, done.
But outside of that, there was only, I mean, you know, I've only got one gripe about that, and there was this one little 15-year-old, excuse my French, dickhead, that had a sticky hand. You know, one of those flexible sticky hand things? I didn't see him, but my wife caught him out, and he was flicking it at the back of the suit, trying to stick it to the suit.
Yeah, that's not
fucking insulting is that? Excuse my French. But, you know, but this is the type of attitude that I know that cosplayers, you know, worldwide cannot stand.
It's about respect, really. Like you
time
and effort, not only to make the suit, but like I said, the iterations of the suit, and then to get there. Like there's this whole plethora of shit that people really don't think about, and this is the whole point of, you know, of this month of cosplay, is to try and bring your guys' side and what you do and how you do it, and what you guys do before we even see you. You know, to get, you know, there needs to be that more respect for what you guys have done.
There never will be.
Enjoy it, you know what I mean? Absolutely.
There never will be, unfortunately. I mean, it's the same old routine that, you know, it takes 1,000 hours to paint a Picasso.
Yeah.
Yet, you know, you look at it for 15 seconds, go, wow, that's cool, and off you go.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's what we're stuck with.
Yeah.
So cosplay is for cosplayers. You know, the way we set things up is for, you know, it's for us. Now, the reason we got into cosplay, it's fun.
Like you said,
it's something different, something cool, something, you know, something great to do. Why we picked Warhammer? I like Space Marines in the fact that I don't have to be in shape to be in a 7-foot suit.
You don't have to be in shape to look cool.
Exactly. I don't have to be able to be, fit into a, this tiny little spandex and lycra and
Thank God.
and neoprene rubber suit.
Oh.
I look like Bath.
I don't need that.
Spaceballs.
No. I just actually slipped to a little bit of you in skins.
No. Do not go there.
No, naked imagery will not be your friend.
I'm not going to sleep tonight now. That's just.
No. Look, I mean, getting back to the suits and some of the details about it, I didn't realize there was any specific way to paint these things, so I actually used house paint.
All right.
So these suits are actually painted in a Cabot's all-weather exterior self-primed black house paint. No undercoat, no treatments, no primers, no bits and pieces.
Like brush, or did you get the spray?
No, well, I tried to spray it. But unfortunately, you had to water it down too far.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing on mine is brush coat, and so it's 2 layers of brush, and on John's it is brush and roller.
So this is really the only time, and Dave, you'll love this. This is the only time you're going to get away with not thinning your paints.
Yeah, you can't thin your paint.
You can't thin your paints on this one.
But I looked at this because I painted my house a year or so ago, and when I did, the paint that dried on the outside of the can had a plasticky, elastic type. When you peel it off, it's like a skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that stuck with me. So when I came to do these, I went, it's flexible. It needs something flexible that's not going to crack.
Yeah, for sure.
So I went to Bunnings and went, bucket of house paint, thanks.
Yeah. Bucket of black.
Bucket of black house paint. And I said, how black can you make it? And he says, about as, this black. And I said, that's not black enough.
Yeah, you got any blacker?
And he said, that's as black as I can get. I said, well, it'll have to do. So, they're not exactly black.
Yeah.
But that's good. That's what you want, though.
And in saying that, you don't always, when you're painting black for a model, you don't always paint black. You do a dark
you want grey.
Exactly.
Like doing Raven Guard.
You want a very, 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 very dark monument grey.
Yeah, and that's what you paint when you want to paint black, is a really, really dark grey.
Yep. Now the all the weathering. Oh God. I think I watched 15 different videos on weathering on YouTube.
Yep.
And I tried brushes, I tried toothbrushes, I tried toilet brushes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried all sorts of bits and pieces. Finally, I picked up an old bit of sponge that I had sitting there. That I hadn't actually, obviously it was just sitting there. And I went, oh. And I dipped it in the silver house paint, again, house paint, same paint. Gave it a good wring out, and then just started brushing, and I went, oh, that's exactly what I want.
So, in other words, you large-scale dry brushed without even knowing that you were dry brushing.
Bingo!
Yeah.
That's it. I was going to say, you weren't the art of sponging to do your weathering.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that's exactly how I do vehicles and things here. I'm going, please tell me you won't have a sponge.
I learned how to sponge. I learned how to sponge like a champion.
I'm loving this. Like, you had no idea, but you're picking up fundamentals of miniature painting, and you're not even knowing it. That's the bit that's spinning us out right now. Like it's.
But wait, okay. Here's the one thing I can impart to every cosplayer out there that works in foam.
Yeah.
The Dremel is not your friend.
All right. See, and that's something that our other guests have said that they've sworn by. Like they've Dremel, yeah.
And he's gone.
No,
He's had enough of this. He's out.
I'm just going to enjoy the quiet for a bit.
Yeah, let's.
Oh, shut up.
I haven't had any other choice.
Okay.
This is called a power file, okay? Around $35 to $40, give or take, at Bunnings.
Yep.
All right. It is the ultimate foam working tool you'll ever find.
Yeah.
Okay. You can, what it takes you 5 hours to do on a Dremel, you'll do in 5 minutes with this thing.
Wow.
So rounding all the edges, making sure finishing up all the straight to curves, etc. With it was this.
Wow.
Okay, it was the best investment I've ever made in my life.
Well, yeah.
So
from here, which we still got a little bit of time to go, but
yeah, go hard.
Favorite parts. So for John, 2 favorite parts of your suit, and 2 that you're not keen on.
His crotch.
He's done too.
Look, the helmet with the 4 fans in it now,
Yep.
makes it infinitely easier to wear for an extended period of time. Before, having just a single fan in there, you couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be walking along, you'd be dripping in sweat, and you'd have to keep getting the helmet taken off and get it defogged.
Yeah.
Having the 4 fans in there now means it doesn't fog up, it stays nice and cool, and the biggest bonus of it is I haven't got to listen to any of the crap going on around me because I can't hear anything.
You can't hear a damn thing.
So, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Other favourite part of it is the whole suit in and of itself.
Yeah.
Being able to just jump in it and go for a literal run.
Yeah.
You go to any of the conventions, go for a walk around, and people just flock to it.
Yeah.
Come up and get photos. People who are 40K fans, people who aren't.
Yeah.
It's just perceived as being universally cool.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love it.
So what's at least one? What's one bugbear?
Fake hands.
Yeah. Yeah. Inside my arms, the hands that I've got are attached to an actual handle on the inside.
There we go. Look at that.
Walking around, I'm constantly hanging onto this handle. Which is great for the fact that, it's easy and relatively comfortable short term.
Yeah.
Long term,
4 hours worth. It starts to
long term, I lose feeling to all my fingers.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Now the thing is, we had to do this because of the proportion problem.
Yeah.
T-Rex arms.
And there's actually a gentleman who's done a Rogel Dawn one very recently.
I spoke to him. A couple of nights ago.
Yeah, and that's one thing that hasn't done is the arms in proportion in the shoulders, and he's acknowledged that, and that's cool. But he wants to fix it. But now,
give it a couple of weeks, he'll have it fixed. I gave
that's exactly right. Seeing what you guys have done there, that alleviates that.
No, look, this is a temporary fix because you're never going to have the length of arms that you're going to require for a full Space Marine.
Yeah.
But like for instance, you love my Power Fist and the fact that it works.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doug was good enough. Doug with a white scar.
Yep.
Was good enough to put me onto a set of plans for a set of articulated fingers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a lot of trouble getting them working, but they're really nice fingers.
Mm.
I'm in the middle of working out how to actually make our extended hands functional.
Right. Yeah. Instead of, like I said, just holding it there and having that molded in one. Yeah. Yep.
But for the meantime, it's practical because it gives us the arm length.
Yeah.
Makes us look in proportion, and we don't look like we've got T-Rex arms.
And in saying that, looking at it as we have been tonight, I would never have guessed that the sword and the hand were one part together. Wouldn't have even thought about it.
The weapons and the hands are all one piece except for the Power Fist.
The Power Fist. So even the bolt gun and the
Yep.
and yeah.
The bolt gun, the hand is fake. So except for my wife's bolt gun, it's she's got her real hands.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we just decided we couldn't reach down far enough, and we didn't want T-Rex arms.
Yeah. Yep.
And so the easiest solution was to make a 5-inch extension hand.
Yeah. That's insane.
And it works.
Yeah. So, what are your what's two things you like, or what do you like about your suit?
Oh,
There's differences between the two. For me, it's your power fist. I'm gonna crack on about it again. Holy shit, that power fist. Once I calmed down, I just went bunter all over again because you just flicked the fingers and that was it. I was done.
Look, you know, the power fist is the biggest bane of my suit.
Mm-hmm.
Because the finger cups inside cut the circulation off on the fingers, and for about 2 weeks after supernova, I couldn't feel my ring finger, the tip of my ring finger.
Shit.
So it cut the circulation off. So just holding it in that pattern, because otherwise, if I let go of it, it'll just go out like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so there's you need to keep that pressure the whole time.
You need to keep the pressure the whole time.
Ah, righto.
I've come up with solutions now which bypass that. So I can actually put a bar in there which allows me to hook it in, and it'll stay in a fist form and things like that. So, and I can just let go of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, everybody wants to see it move. They want it, you know, and when you've got 15 people coming past you every 10 seconds, you're constantly doing this. You're constantly you know, flicking your fingers and, after a while, you just can't feel it. You don't care.
Yeah, you just make it move and deal with the deal.
But look, even now, right on the very tip of my finger, I can't feel it.
Yeah, that's not good.
So it's just part of the process. Eventually, I'll come up with a solution to solve that problem. But for now, it is what it is, and you know it's practical and functional and works. Some of the elastic to actually you know make it spring back doesn't work all that well anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to come up with better solutions for that.
So what's one part you do like then? Seeing as we're at opposite ends about that power fist.
Look, I like being in the suit.
Yep.
I do love the helmet now. With the new
you've got the fans and like we were looking at before, yeah.
I've got 4 fans installed in the helmet, and basically I've got 2 little tiny blower fans inside the cheeks.
Grab it off and show us again.
All right.
Whoa, is it still there?
Yep, we're still here.
Okay, we just lost you.
All right, we're back.
There we go. Cool. So yeah, show us the inside of that helmet because you were showing me before we went live, and
all right,
pretty trick.
Inside the helmet, okay, you can see the sunglasses all the way out the front here.
Yep.
And just here, a tiny little blower fans. They're like 30mm blower fans. They're absolutely minuscule, but they sit about the cheek, about where your cheeks are, and they blow up to over the top of the lenses. They don't blow a lot of air, but it's just enough.
Enough to keep the fog off and make it comfortable for you. Yeah.
I've got some duct tape over the top of the fans here, but there's a 40mm blower fan here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, no, 50mm blower fan here, and there's another one on the other side on the other ear. So they actually suck air in through the ear vents.
So the vents actually work. They're
actually work. So when the fans are going, you can feel air sucking in through there. Actually, physically feel it. And it blows it up over the top of the skull.
Yep.
So it's not blowing directly into your ear, it's blowing up over the top.
Yep.
And so what that does is create a massive little cyclone inside there that basically air conditions your head.
Yeah, good.
Now,
and like John was saying, it makes it that much better to walk around for a longer period of time.
Biologically, you can keep your head cold, the rest of your body stays pretty cold as well. And we proved that on the weekend because we didn't have any body fans going at all. Yet we could wear the helmets for 2 solid hours because the batteries last 2 hours straight.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a $5 2000 milliamp Kmart battery.
Yeah, it's just a little power bank.
Yeah, a USB power bank.
Yep.
And the fans I got off eBay from China for I got a whole bunch of them for like $20.
Yeah.
Cheap as. Don't buy them a J-Car. Sorry, J-Car.
Too expensive. Well, why? Yeah.
$20 each at J-Car.
Oh. Yeah, it's good stuff.
But yeah, if you're willing to wait the time, get the Chinese ones. They're just as fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it lasts 2 solid hours without unplugging. If you unplug it and plug it back in, probably get a good 3 hours out of it. And so we just swap the batteries out and off we go. But one of the main things was when we were taking the helmets on and off all the time, we had cables running down. And so we had to get the cables unplugged.
Yep.
Oh, somebody just says we're almost done. Was that you?
So yeah, the cables.
Yeah, we had cables running, and it was a real problem. So one for the microphone, for the voice changer to make it sound like James Earl Jones on steroids, and scare the little kiddies.
Yep.
And the other one was for the fan in the helmet. Now we only had one fan in the helmet. And whenever our helpers would take the helmet off, it would be a real pain in the ass to get that, unplug the fan, screw around, it was a pain in the ass. So that's why we decided to tie everything into the helmet in one hit.
Yep.
So it now makes the whole thing wireless. So you can pop the helmet off, pop it on, and that's it. Quick and easy.
Oh, that's cool.
So, there's innovations happening continuously as we confront a problem, we find a solution.
Yeah.
So
that's honestly, dude, that's all the questions I've got. Like I've picked your brain to the best of my ability. David, have you got anything from here?
I don't think we've got anything left to ask because they've just sort of rolled on and gone through the inside. Short of making a suit in the background.
Yeah, I'm out of questions because this is the info that we've got, and it's great to see that that you're so forthcoming from your side and what you've gone through and how you've done it and whatever else. And I'll just say to you now, once you get the second generation Power Fist, that other one is coming to my house. It can sit back.
That's not grab the finger and show you the size of the finger of it.
That's not the now.
But look, for all the people out there that actually want to make a Space Marine of their own, we're more than willing to help them with whatever they need. Simply just drop us a line. We're not stuck up. We don't want to. We're not keeping secrets and bits and pieces. More than happy. We don't know everything. We know what we know.
And we didn't document all that much. So
no, it's all stuck in my head.
That's kind of the worst part. Everything we did was done on the fly, and it was once we had the suits done that we've gone, we probably should have taken photos and videos of that as we did it. Actually,
so one on the fly and two under the moderate influence of alcohol.
It's amazing what you can accomplish.
Yeah, apparently.
Look, but again, if anybody wants a hand with anything or whatever, don't be afraid to drop us a line.
Shoot messages. We've seen what it's like with people who aren't very helpful or cooperative.
Yep.
It sucks. It makes it so much harder.
It makes life difficult.
Oh, look, everybody should have their own Space Marine.
I want to clear space just so I can actually.
All right, okay.
Well, no, you've got enough shelves shit, David. No.
You've got to finish unpacking your boxes of boxes before we run you.
Back to your boxes of boxes of boxes.
I'll get that and then I'll work it.
Quiet shameless plug here. Quiet shameless plug. We are looking at actually going into production of blank Space Marines. We're still working out the logistics of it, but we're looking at being able to produce a Space Marine without a chapter logo, etc., and all the bits and pieces and the color. And then you just get to pick your chapter, pick your color, and etc. And then voila, you've got your own. So either a Space Marine to stand in the corner or a Space Marine to wear. Take your pick.
You could do that both ways. Like you could ship it to someone blank, or like you said, do the color scheme that they've asked for. Like you could.
Oh no! Look, it's a lot easier, especially when you're working with foam. You keep the same, I suppose, the same foam artist doing the same foam structure.
Yep.
So, like for instance, if you want a Black Templar, I'll just make up a Black Templar for you. You want a Blood Angel, I'll make up a Blood Angel for you. You want I'm not doing Space Wolves.
Okay. I'll bring Dark Angel.
Is there a chapter you wouldn't touch?
A Dark Angel, I'll make you a Dark Angel. Yep. But the main thing is that the proportioning and all the rest of it will be the same. You know, the details and bits and pieces come down to negotiation afterwards, but generally we'll be able to punch out blanks relatively simply, and they'll be very high quality blanks.
Yeah, well, it's high quality as it sits now. So, you know, that between a blank and a punch one, there wouldn't be that much difference, really.
Okay, it's prototype. What I'm considering prototype level at this stage.
Yeah. Well, it'll get there. That's not a drama. So just before we finish up, guys, is there anyone you want to say thank you to?
You first.
Me?
Mm.
Yeah.
Me, no, I'm an ungrateful bastard. I've got nothing to say.
I was going to at least say your wives, lads. Like, really?
No.
Look, I mean, I'm extremely thankful for my wife, Beck, for helping me and tolerating me through all of this, because, you know, she actually has to live with me.
Thank you for letting me go to the credit card.
I'm massively thankful to my son Blade, because, you know, he has gone out of his way to help us and be a part of, you know, be that helper and that you know, that assistant when we needed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for Doug, you know, coming over and being so excited about 40K cosplay and all the rest of it. It's, you know, and joining us down at Supernova. It's been fantastic. And he's also organised a photo shoot.
Yeah, he messaged me about that last week, actually. I think it was last week.
My photo shoot, which you need to tell people that you can't make it.
Yes, I can't make it.
Oh, so there's a spare suit going, is there?
Not a chance in hell.
So we're down one Space Marine, unfortunately. Bad way to put it across, but actually let anyone know just yet. Look, there's a myriad of people I'd love to thank for helping us get where we got, and for tolerating our our stupidity in the cosplay environment, because we really didn't know what the fuck we were doing. You know, people like Luke from you know, there's numerous people from Supernova, the volunteers, the cosplay people, etc., that helped us out so much. I mean, yeah, incredibly. And yes, Doug, I consider no.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I am sorry, Doug.
But look, we you know, there's so many people we'd love to thank for helping us along the way, for giving us support, for just accepting us into the cosplay community, for shunning us from the Warhammer community. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. But look, you know, it's been an adventure, and it's going to be a bigger adventure, because I've got much greater plans for much bigger suits.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to a Terminator suit.
Oh, that's only to begin with.
But
actually, no, I do have plans for a Terminator and a Chaplain. So
that'd be cool.
Well, we need to create an entire squad.
I'm just waiting for the Primark series.
Oh God, don't even.
Really? No. Look, I mean, okay. Let's before we run away, let's just touch base on why let's just touch base on why we didn't go with names.
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't want to get picked on.
Right.
You go with a Primark, or you go with somebody that has a name, you're guaranteed to get picked to death by all of the canon people.
That's fair enough. You know, this guy had this and didn't have this, and this is supposed to be here.
Oh my God, that's the wrong shade of gold, or it's like,
yeah,
you know, this is why generic Space Marines.
Yep.
These guys are nothing special. Okay, they could be from any squad.
Yep.
Of Angels of Vengeance people, not Black Templars, Dark Angels, Angels of Vengeance.
Yeah,
they could be, you know, any one of any throughout.
Yep.
So, and that's the key element, is, you know, it's just something simple.
Cool.
All right.
Awesome. Well, on that note, we might wrap the show. Guys, once again, Terry, John, thank you very much for being so candid and so coming with what you've done. David, do you want to take us out?
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for discussing your ridiculous obsession I can't commend you guys enough for the work you've done and how willing you are to share your essential hobby with the rest of the community. It's been an absolute blast having you guys on.
Awesome. Absolutely. All right, guys. This is Aushammer number 32. We've just been with Becosplay, guys. Stay tuned for 33. We'll have a new theme for next month. And catch you guys later.